Since the reopening of the border, more than 20,000 tourists have visited the Philippines. Manila, over 20,000 tourists have visited the Philippines since the country reopened its borders 11 days ago, the Tourism Ministry reported on Monday. This comes as mayors of the country's sprawling capital are set to meet on Tuesday to consider downshifting to a new normal that involves the most relaxed restrictions ever since the COVID-19 pandemic began more than 2 years ago. Tourism Secretary Bernadette Puayat said in a radio interview that 21,974 tourists had already been to the Philippines since February 10, and that she was expecting even more to arrive in the coming month. Most came from the United States, Canada, Britain, and South Korea. There were also tourists from Australia, Vietnam, and Japan. I was pleasantly surprised to find out that many were already arriving here on the day we reopened our borders on February 10, she said. Since February 10, the government has been allowing all fully vaccinated tourists to enter the Philippines without having to quarantine for a week. They are, however, required to get a negative test result prior to their arrival. The move came as a massive outbreak, fueled by the extremely infectious Omicron variant, began to quickly recede. New cases have plunged in recent weeks from a high of over 40,000 in January to fewer than 2,000 on Sunday. And as the government ramps up its vaccination drive, close to 70% of some 110 million Filipinos are already fully vaccinated. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeire said on Saturday that the Philippines was through the worst of the Omicron variant, and that Filipinos would soon have to move on and live with the virus. Dr. Rontgen Solanti, an infectious disease expert with the San Lazaro Hospital in Manila, said recent data showed quarantine curbs could already be eased next month. I think the trend is really improving, especially with the daily cases that we have, and I think it's a good time to really downgrade the alert level, he said. Mayors of Metro Manila, which spans 16 cities, are expected to recommend bringing down the alert level from 2 to 1, as infections fall to fewer than 500 cases a day and with over 80% of Metro Manila's 13 million inhabitants fully vaccinated. Under Alert Level 1, most companies will be allowed to operate at full capacity, including restaurants, cafes, bars, hotels, salons, and other service firms. Churches will also be allowed to fill up their pews, and thousands of schools can resume in-person classes. Offices may start to see their employees return after 2 years of working from home, but masks will stay on and be the last to go. Health Undersecretary Leopoldo Vega, who oversees hospitals' responses to COVID-19 outbreaks, said, "While almost everything is normal, that doesn't mean the virus is gone. If we downgrade to Alert Level 1, we must have flexible plans in case we return to Alert Level 2.